Jittang tang tang sukhavahang. So the well-trained mind brings happiness. So this mind, it forms a part of health. So the health of the nama dhammas, the immaterial qualities. So there's also the physical health of our bodies as well. And this gives us a sense of convenience when it's unobstructed, when it's flowing well. And we need to know how to care for our physical health. But with regards to the mind, this body and mind, the nama dhammas, that we probably know about this well. This mind, it's a part of the nama dhammas, these immaterial qualities. And this is something which we should train in order to make it good. At the very least, that we need to have kindness and consideration for one another. And this is a good quality. And we need to have these good intentions towards each other and having this friendliness so that we can live together with one another well, in a way that's freed from suffering, freed from harm, freed from danger. But this mind also has its moods as well. And if those moods are good, then we feel at ease, we feel peaceful. And other people accept us well, and we are good friends for one another. Because with us being social beings or animals, that we also need to know our duty about living together in society. And so if we have these good moods, and then we're able to live together well in society. But there are also the negative side of the moods as well. So when we're feeling ill at ease, when we're feeling dissatisfied, or when there's a sadness. But for us, being people who are training in mindfulness and wisdom, we need to know how to manage these moods, to be able to keep them in and to depend upon our forbearance, so that even though they may be present, they don't bring about harm, they don't bring about danger. Because we don't encourage those moods, we don't support them. So we need to understand this as well. So therefore we need to know how to care for our minds and to be able to establish ourselves in the right attitude and way of viewing things. So this mind, it's a part of nature. It's a conditioned phenomena. And it gives rise to conditions as well. And so it can create liking, can create satisfaction, can also create dissatisfaction as well. So we need to have mindfulness there, knowing what's happening and how we can manage this as well. And we manage that through our knowledge that we gain, so that even though these things may be dangerous, they don't lead to harm. And then we know how to live our lives and to live together with ease. So for all of us in our lives, we need to depend upon energy to survive. And one part of this is fire. So that fire gives us heat. But we can also see how fire has its positive sides and its negative sides. That it gives us light when it's dark. It allows us to cook food, and we can get that energy from fire. But if we don't know how to control that fire and we are careless, then it can bring a lot of damage and harm. And it can burn things and give rise to very agitated and aggravated feelings. So at the very least, we need to know how to sacrifice and how to have a sense of selflessness. And this is a good quality. Because our lives that we live, they're not always easy. It's not constantly smooth sailing. Sometimes we have good moods, and sometimes there are bad moods that appear. But we need to know that all of these are not perfect within themselves. It's not entirely complete. And so with living together in society, you see how that's an imperfect thing. So we need to know how to forgive one another. That we don't have goodness within ourselves or each other all the time. And sometimes there is goodness there, sometimes there is not goodness. So we can see that within our families as well, with us living together. And sometimes there are disagreements, we don't have the same views, there can be some discord with one another. And so this can give rise to certain difficult feelings. So even though we have these feelings, we also need to know how to forgive one another. And we can think to ourselves that, well, they may have certain negative qualities, but that's just fine. It's no problem. And I'll only look at their positive sides. Kind of the bad side, the evil sides to people, I'm not going to be interested in that. And then these aggravated feelings that we have, they reduce and reduce. And it doesn't give rise to anxiety. You also need to develop the state of mind that cultivates friendship. And so that is metta, so this loving kindness. And when we have this metta, then we feel happy. Because metta, it's the quality that props up the world, that cares for the world. So we need to understand in this way that when we live our own lives and living together in society, and that we do so as people who have goodness and virtue. And through this, then, we will be accepted as good people. So therefore, we have the opportunity to be walking in the steps of the noble beings. And so we do our duty. And one part of that duty is to have respect. And when we do that, then we'll be freed from sadness and freed from dangers. So therefore today, we have gathered together to create merit through generosity. We've been offering food to the Sangha on alms round. And we've gathered together to perform our duty. And these acts of goodness that we have been doing. And when society acts in this way, then it's freed from harm and from sadness. So in this opportunity, I'd like to express my joy that I find in all of your good intentions, your skillful behavior, your barami and your goodness. And through the barami that you have been creating together like this, may you all find safety, may you have strong health and be freed from illnesses. May you have happiness and peace and find freedom. And now the Sangha will give their anumodana for the merit that you've been creating.